Hello and welcome to Vortex Gallery Winter Gaiden Edition. My name is Fox. I'm joined here tonight with.
Ada Basilisk, hello, hello, hello. You all ready for some melty blood?
I sure hope so
Ah,
because I know a lot of people are like they were itching to play some PC tournaments or PS4 tournaments. So there's one for you right here. So make sure if you weren't knowledgeable about this tournament, that you do some scouring. You ask some people. There's usually like a tournament every weekend, every other weekend here and there. So just keep your ears open, as they say.
yeah, well, we do have there is a lot still happening. Gosh, I'm excited for this because this is like the first time we've had like a online major for this in a bit. There's been some weeklies for sure, but this is I'm really excited to see like more people show up and to see more just like a higher level of competition. See how everyone's come since like the last time we were doing this.
Because I think the last big Type Lumina tournament was Frosty Faustings in January, but
Mhm.
I know a lot of people kind of they felt like they stagnated. So hopefully it's one of those things where it just more playing kind of fixes their perspective on the game. And two new characters came out since then, Alco and Dead Apostle Noel. So
Uh,
hopefully a lot of people have an idea of what to do with those characters now.
yeah, they were out for Frosty, but only for like a couple weeks beforehand. And I know a lot of people were just like, It's 2 weeks. I don't wanna learn this new character just for this.
Right.
I need more time to get to get all the sauce."
hmm that's what everyone was trying to training mode. They were figuring out like, okay, what do these characters actually do? And it turns out that these characters they have a lot of innate power with them because their kits have so many things that other characters just don't have, and it's it's different to see people be like, oh, I've never seen this stuff before, and run with it and find new tech.
Mhm. Like, I know the really stupid stuff for Dead Apostle Noel didn't get found till, like, the start of February, so that was defo after Frosty. Well, I say the really stupid stuff. I'm talking about the steal the corner, recross,
hmm
break the game's concept of what a
Yep.
cross-up even is in order to allow your projectile to hit while you're crossing up, because 'cause you're actually uncrossing up by the game's
Yes.
convention.
Yes, it's very she she's very privileged to have that ability because I think only one or two other characters have that, and they have to do some convoluted setup, whereas she kind of just
It takes a
does
super.
it.
She needs to spend a meter. That's so it's fair, right? I think Alco can do sorry, not Alco. I don't think Alco can do it. I think Akia can do it, but it's really hard.
Yes, yes, yes. But uh spending meter in this game is not really. I find it myself to not be a hindrance usually because like there's so many instances of where you can gain meter just because the game's like, oh, you hit somebody, have some meter. You pressed moon drive, have some meter, things like
Yeah,
that.
that's like that people had, like, the opposite of that problem at the start of the game, right? Like,
Oh
so
yeah.
many times people were just like, um, "I want to save my meter for stuff, and now we just have full meter and I'm not spending meter. Fuck
hmm
it, I'm just gonna you gotta spend. You gotta spin the bar."
Yeah, hopefully people realize that like, hey, meter is plentiful in this game, and I should just like use it whenever I feel like I need a knockdown, create pressure, get damage, etc. So don't be scared to use your meter in this game. And speaking
Okay.
of which, we should be able to get our first match going. BBoySonicX versus Winty Dono.
Mhm. So that's gonna be Hisui versus, Arcade. I don't know how much B-Boy Sonic X has been playing, but I do see him at S plus. I know Winty's been putting out some tutorial videos, like how to apply certain kinds of advanced tech and option selects.
Yeah, I did see those. He also put out a video explaining what skill bonus was because I know a lot of people don't really know what that is, and that's a very important concept in the game. And hopefully, we will see him put that to good use in this match.
Yeah. Dancer Maid Rebirth and F Kohaku counter. right, so they're just jumping at each other at the start.
Oh,
Seems like
pottery. Oh,
we got the dust, we got the pottery, and ooh, a nice shield BC. Doesn't lead to a whole lot, but that is going to be good pressure from Arcoade.
oh, shield, no retaliation after. 2B2C from Sonic X. Launcher. Spin meter for knockdown. Bento setup. Ah,
Defense out
yes.
and does not get chased.
Yeah,
Runs behind the
Arcwood's.
shield and just has the pressure again.
Ooh,
We're going to see an overhead. Oh,
no.
well.
Catches the backdash. Ooh.
Oh, good escape. Winty really aware of a lot of options to use that. Like, that was a clear use of the BC option select to automatically get out of that.
Alright, full confirm from B-Boy. Yeah, throw in there for a mix-up time. I option select the heat activation.
It is the first option select that everyone learns. You really just can't get away with using heat on your own wake up there. You gotta expect that they're gonna OS against it.
Especially considering it's so simple to do that a lot of people had struggles trying to use heat on wake up when it turns out that, you know, guard cancel heat exists and you can kind of do that to escape pressure.
Although I'm not sure we're gonna see the same kind of thing again. It might have just been a check against like, okay, you may know how to do this, but are you going to do it? 'Cause
Right.
a lot of people are just like, they don't necessarily go for it if they just expect the opponent's not going to do it.
Oop, drop combo. Winty still has a chance this round. Nice throw attack from B-Boy.
We're just
Ooh.
trying to get something going, but none of these hits are connecting. Say that, but you know, mashing right there is gonna work. However, the heat's gone, so we're not gonna be able to connect to a super, not gonna get a good knockdown. And this is looking pretty scary.
That's the low.
I just expected an air dash overhead or something.
That mix-up is tough to block because when you block the special move ladle into the dust, you have to hold a mix-up of will she land front, behind, will she jump, will she throw me, etc. And then you have to deal with the concept of just like more staggers or getting counter hit.
There's so much that we can do in that situation. So I'm wondering what the adjustment's going to be. It doesn't seem like Winty was stifled from playing their game plan. But B-Boy just didn't get hit by any of it. So
Okay.
it may be difficult to make an adjustment there. Gets hit by the overhead. This is going to be another good knockdown into a potential cross-up potential. But the DP does get out. Still having a hard time getting back in here. Feel like B-Boy can just hang back, and you know, when Winty has to go in against Hisui's good option coverage against that, doesn't even have the advantage of having them near the corner to allow them to keep him from dodging out.
Oh, immediate
Another good
BC.
shield BC.
Full confirm. Might spin meter? No. Just early air throw. Air throw out the corner. Gets the... Oh, messes up the option select. Expected to wake up heat. Didn't do it properly and gets hit. Oh,
Looked like their jab came out a little bit before the wake up, so they just went right into shield against nothing.
Oof. Winty trying to chase B-Boy down full screen. Doesn't get a guard break. He decided double jump, still keeping pressure. Gets tagged by a bar A2C from B-Boy. Might be able to
This is
end...
probably going to kill. Oh, it doesn't quite make it. I was thinking there was going to be a connection to a arc drive, but no.
Ooh, jumps
He
out of
does have
pressure.
all the life back, so this isn't going to kill either, but it is looking pretty bad. No resources.
Oof. Trying to chase down with jump A. Throw. Let's see if B-Boy decides to heat. There it is. Winty not ready to shield. Uh-oh. Oh, too
Throws
far.
him out of the shield.
There you saw Winty thought he's just gonna have to block a jump in normal and shield the big bento, the table spread that Hisui does, but because he was not close enough. He just stood there holding shield, hoping to like maybe shield a mid and be okay. But he kind of just, it seems like he kind of was resigned to just holding shield there as his defensive option. He was like, screw it, I'll just do this and see how it works.
Yeah. And even without that, because of the throw went into the cake, that was going to be a potential kill from a lot higher life than it was at.
Mm-hmm. All right, so make sure you also use exclamation point Matcherino in the chat. There is a Matcherino for tonight. There are codes that you can use that are free. So you just sign in through whatever social media that you have. You click claim code and you add 50 cents to the pot, I believe it is.
Mm-hmm. And there's tons of unclaimed codes here.
So it's 100% free. You don't actually have to spend any money. You just click claim code, and Matcherino's just like, oh, you guys used up all these codes. We'll pay this out to top 3 or top 1. So make sure if you're here, you want to support the players, make sure to press claim code, sign in, and you're good to go.
I'm gonna claim a couple codes right now myself.
Yeah, I should also do that as well.
Get in with Google, get in with Twitter. That's 2 more. We got 33 of 50 remaining. You could very easily add to this bot. Would cost you nothing.
It actually is 100% free. You just have to click one time and that's it. All right, it looks like we have Jasepi and Megumi Kaito. Okay, so Akia versus Tono. Ah, yes, Jasepi playing Tono. Jasepi playing these characters that are conceived as neutral. What's the word for it? Favored.
Well, I mean, they're high. They have a lot of neutral.
And Giuseppe's definitely one of those people who, yeah, he's one of those people who really likes to just not do anything and still have the ability to do everything whenever he wants. But right now he's just going in full confirm.
In previous games, Tono has not had the speed that he has in this game. He can really just do anything, and he gets so much good pressure and damage off of pretty much anything that he could be trying to do. And you saw that right there, like, get in immediately and just never let up. So many good mix-up options, especially like the fact that his unblockable gets faster in Moondrive. It's just like, this character has so much.
Yeah, he's kind of privileged. He was given all these really nice tools. Oh, reversal XDP from Kato. But
and even though like he's top tier, like, I'm gonna say it, he needs it. Like, this character could never do this before, but it's sick and we love him. He's our wonderful boy.
Yeah, a lot of people are like Tono needs all these things because before he had a step dash and now he's just out here with a special move that covers half the screen, is air unblockable. He still has long leg 2C. He's got the privilege of being able to kind of exploit the shield system with forcing you to properly shield correctly to get out of the unblockable.
Real. He's got the privilege of type Lumina. He interacts with all of his systems really well.
Mm-hmm.
And Megumi does not seem to be able to deal with what's going on here. Like, there's too much happening. Tono is too fast, and Giuseppe is, I mean, just really easily able to take advantage. So that whipped jump C, maybe expected a button to be pressed into it, but no. Giuseppe was able to catch him as she landed, and that's gonna be pretty much it. Like, we thought Megumi might be able to get something there, but the DP out, and Giuseppe doesn't get a kill off of the combo there, but the pokes after it. Megumi seems to be flailing, doesn't really have a handle on how to even press buttons in this matchup.
Yeah, it can be kind of tough, but you still need to, like, when you play against Tono, you have to understand what his best tools are, and you have to plan ahead. Like, okay, he's probably going to do some form of like slide, yeah, and you have to respect the fact that it's like -1, -2 depending on the range.
Yeah, but it's like, in this matchup specifically, we've seen Giuseppe hit with the jump C more than anything else as like a starter.
Mm-hmm.
In neutral. And okay, Megumi is getting something going here, but are we gonna see much in the way of That's not airtight. Megami isn't able to actually get it to be something that would punish the pokes, so
Yeah, you can
Fuzzy was
see.
able to just jab out, and that's
Yeah,
it.
Jasepi is one of those people who uses like wake up 5A if he's not blocking anything really well, because the term called fuzzy as when you wake up and if you're not blocking anything, your normal will come out. But if you get meated correctly, you will block in time. So that way your normal doesn't come out and you don't get counter hit if you do it right. And Tono's definitely one of those characters who can do that very well because his 5A leads to roughly 4,000 damage if he uses a bar. So you need to be careful with your pressure in this game, as in any game.
There's a lot of like I think like Fuzzy Mash is like a good option for almost every character. There's a few people who would, in most situations, prefer to Fuzzy Throw, but obviously Fuzzy Throw gets blown up by a delay air dash, and Fuzzy Mash doesn't.
Yes,
But
that's correct.
the only character I think is like a real consideration for is Vlob, whose 5A is 6 frames.
Yes, you was it 6 or was it 7? I thought it was.
It's just 2A that's 7.
Oh right. Ugh. Yeesh. Ugh.
Or they might actually both be 6, and it's just that like he's the only character who has a 6 frame 5A. But most characters have 6 frame 2As.
Right.
And Vlov merely doesn't have the ability to do anything faster by doing the standing jab instead.
But he does have other options for kind of disrespecting pressure in certain instances. So it's,
yeah, I mean, you talk about a character who is privileged by the way that type Lumina works. Vlov is right up there. I mean, like, everyone was just like, oh man, this character sucks at the start, but they didn't realize just how well he can interact with everything that you're trying to do in this game.
Like, his projectiles work in a certain way. If you decide to jump them and you block, he can create an unblockable situation that you cannot escape. His chip damage, if he loses a round and turns into, Ice Vlov, it adds up pretty substantially. And then the fact that you cannot dash block in this game and jump startup is a serious issue when trying to block projectiles. You have to slowly put together an approach for how to fight Vlov, because if you do it wrong, you're just gonna lose a lot of life really quickly without wondering why.
Yeah, and that, and the fact that once he's pushed you decently far out, you can't even like try and really shield to get in, because like if he does a projectile and cancels it into another projectile before it hits you, then even though you've shielded, you didn't shield the thing he's currently doing, so he's allowed to cancel into anything at all to punish what you would try to do out of it.
Right. So it kind of turns into you have to learn how to play the mechanics of the game, and then over time you'll slowly learn how to fight Vlov with whatever character you're playing. But in the beginning, it can be kind of disheartening because you're like, man, what am I doing wrong? Why is this guy just sitting full screen killing me? But like I said, you'll learn bit by bit over time. And right now it looks like we have 2 players ready to go.
Yeah. We're going in with Fox Guy and Blues. So Noelle is not really a character that I've seen too much of lately. A lot of the people who were playing Noelle like switched to Dan or Alco. But she does have a lot of forward offensive pressure with big normals. Like, what some of the overall biggest, like, her only issue is that, like, since everything she does pushes her forward, she isn't really able to play the huge spacing game that you might expect from a character with normals of this shape.
Yes, that's correct. A lot of her pressure does come from the fact that she has certain moves that pull her in, push her out, and you have to recognize when that is occurring, how you're supposed to disrespect her. And then she also has a limited number of black keys, but that does go in her favor sometimes too, because people tend to forget, like right there, like, oh, she could just throw that at will.
Yeah, like, it's not like they're better than like CL's keys, but her normals certainly are. So whereas CL has a character like CL has to constantly be using those ranged options, Noelle merely also has them. She never nearly needs to run out of them. Oh, I've never seen a Noelle player like be threatened by that.
Right.
We
Oops.
see a lot of good mix-up options. That was a nice overhead. It didn't leave the extra pressure due to, I think, turtle drop, but we are still seeing a whole lot here. Flox is like really clearly in control.
Ooh, immediate low shield BC after Blue decided to commit to the moon skill DP, which whenever you shield a moon skill in this game, you 100% have the initiative to retaliate correctly and counter hit them because they cannot act afterwards. That's one of the few instances of the game where shielding is 100% guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. It was a good use of the. It was a good use of the moon drive to stop that.
Mm-hmm.
That is one thing, like people. Offensive moon drive there is so good, especially when the opponent has just used their moon drive. You have so many options on how to punish what they're trying to do.
Alright, so hopefully Blue has a better handle of how this matchup might go, because it seemed that they were unsure of their blocking. They kind of just like got hit a bunch. They weren't respecting Noelle's space, the fact that she has black keys.
Mm-hmm. We saw a lot of like Flox has really been able to maintain good distance. That was a good moon drive though. Goes right through the normal. Is able to get a lot of pressure here. So we did see before that Blue was able to get a lot once they actually had pressure, but we'll have to see what it can lead to now because we're out of moon drive, so we're not going to see another fast unblockable.
BC there.
It seemed like Blue was sort of hesitant to spend meter to close out a lot of stuff.
Ooh, overhead smash. DP blocked and punished. Drops the punish though.
Without that, it still managed to lead into pressure. Blue seemed like didn't have the wherewithal to really press buttons in that situation after the drop. And here, you know, they just seem really frazzled. Like their confidence at the start of round one is sort of being driven away. They do have pressure now, but yeah.
There's the guard cancel heat from Flox.
I don't think it was a guard cancel. Like they just did it after, like basically on reaction to the unblockable. Wanted to get life back. And it's not a bad use.
Mm-hmm.
So they both have used their moon drive here, so we may see some more another unblockable here. No, it doesn't go for it. Or even if they did, like using the moon drive skill. It seems like Flox is a lot more aware of it than at the start. But regaining all this life. It seemed like it was going to be good, but, you know, we shall be see. I'm actually really surprised to see Blue manage to get back the moon to use the shield BC out of that. It felt like they only just got out of moon drive. But apparently nothing happened. So, yeah, Blue managed to take that back. It's pretty scary, though.
Oh, you have to be careful because Tono does have the ability to, you know, get a lot of distance after his air combo, so he can kind of just charge so that way he gets moon gauge back, so he's able to moon drive at will, at least with half, or just BC whenever he gets shielded or shields you.
Yeah. It feels like a lot of Shiki players have found this sweet spot where they're like really easily able to threaten moon drive in a lot of situations, which is important because, again, they got the moon drive unblockable, they got a whole lot of options. And at any time, it helps them to go into a lot of situations, like using it to cheaply go into their own arc drive, but it doesn't seem like that's really going to be too relevant here, because Noelle just ran right through it.
Mm-hmm. So good stuff to Vlogs. They did have some combo drops, but they managed to bring it back together near the end to make sure they can close out the set 2-0. And it looks like a lot of people are still kind of, you know, they either entered a while ago, and they probably thought like, "Oh, right, I entered this today. Let me make sure I go into training mode for a little bit." But you can tell when people have an idea of what they want to do, but then because they haven't been playing as much, stuff drops a lot. A lot of situations are awkward for them, so I expect people to start coming back again when they see all the strong players again and say, "Oh wow, I really want to get back into playing in tournaments or playing in a bunch of casuals." So uh, hopefully in the next few months we'll see some more diversity.
Yeah, although even in spite of saying like that, like this is the game where like oftentimes you're just okay with them air attacking out of stuff. Like especially a character like Noelle, who has a lot of gigantic options. Like sometimes you're just like, okay, like you can tack out of this if you want. You're still going to be dealing with all of my normals after this, and you can't block them in the air. So that's how the tech trap is. Okay. So like it's that sort of, if you have the chance, like, and you know that your opponent isn't trying to shield out of it, you can't just allow them to do that. You can't just kill them over and over by just like handing them the ability to die against your normals.
Mhm. It is important to make sure that you're you know the tools that your opponent has, so you're not falling prey to them in any random interval, and you're just like, "Oh, okay, I didn't know they could do that." You want to be 100% aware of what's going on at every given instance, so you're just like, "Okay, I know what to do. I know what my response is."
Yeah.
Okay, so right now, Vortex Gallery, they're helping Kaiten. Sorry, they're helping Kaiten books. If you didn't know, they've been better part of the FTC for like the last 2 years or so. They're helping localize a lot of manga that's come out, and one of the most recent ones is the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting. So make sure you go to kaitenbooks.com and you can find more information from them there.
Check out their entire catalog, pre-order anything you like, and you know, I know personally I like to read a lot more than I like to watch stuff. By the way, coming up next week, we got Vortex Gallery's King of Fighters. We got 5 tournaments, 5 regions, same as all the stuff we got for Winter Gaiden. Now the signups for that close in 2 days. 23:59 PST on the 8th. But if you have any interest in KOF 15, you can go to what's the site again? It is
I believe it should just be
winter.vortexgallery.moe to find all the information. But you can also find it on the Smash.gg.
Mm-hmm. So make sure if you're planning to sign up for KOF 15, you do that there. And also make sure you go to 956pro.com/shop. You can get a whole bunch of stuff from the creators for the mascot for Vortex Gallery, aka Woofy Cakes, and I believe Godshot was the other one. So you can pick up yourself a bucket hat, a string bag, a nice t-shirt, a mug, water container, and some stickers. So make sure you head over there if you're interested in some merch.
And it wouldn't be. I mean, we've got so much going on here. Oh, looks like we're back.
Yes, and looks like we're getting more people into tournament play. I see a Miyako in the lobby, and I know a lot of people are like, "Oh man, Miyako's definitely one of those characters that kind of just runs at you. You can't beat her. She's so strong." And it's like, she is a very strong character, but once again, it is the onus is on the player to understand why she is strong. So
yeah, I mean, the real thing is just like she throws herself at you from odd angles, and it's pretty hard with the screen real estate in this game for a lot of characters to be able to cover her approaches. Like, agreed. A lot of people can't hit at the angles that she wants to go at. Honestly, it feels like adding Dead Apostle Noelle and Aoko to the game kind of feels like a targeted hit specifically at Miyako's angles of approach, given the way that those characters have their buttons work.
Yeah, that's a
It's
good point. Yeah. I never thought about it like that, especially considering they do control that part of the screen where she can run directly forward at you at full speed or super jump, double jump, and then you have to figure out what to do after.
Mhm.
But hopefully we can get our other participant in the lobby soon.
How's your day been going, Doc?
Whoop.
You doing good?
Oh yeah, what's it called? It seems like everything should be okay. Yeah, everything's good on my end. Having a pretty calm Sunday afternoon, evening. I know a lot of people were excited about just being able to play in more tournaments that I saw over the last week or so, because since KOF 15 dropped, and keeping up with a lot of fighting game stuff it's hard because there's a lot of it, but once you get into the swing of things, it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy.
Well, we're going into the match right now, and it seems like Luna's. I was just talking about Miyako's matchups against those characters, and we have one right here. So using the 214 to catch Miyako's potential jump ins is something really scary. So Dead Apostle Noel's 214 works kind of funny. It has like a set startup time against grounded opponents. If you're grounded, you will only be hit by the explosion as it touches the ground. But if you're in the air, it does function as a projectile.
Yes.
So, in spite of the fixed startup time versus every character, it can catch you if you're jumping, and it is a great way to deal with that. Especially like once it's out, like if they're trying to jump past it, you have the detonation, which Luna's making a great use of.
I know a lot of people probably didn't know that either, that Apostle Noel's grounded lance explosion does have different times for when you're on the ground and in the air. And a lot of people kind of still don't know what this character does, even though it's been roughly a month and some change. And learning what she does is very important, considering that she probably has some of the most messed up mix-ups in the game so far, and pressure.
Yeah, she's got some grime. We're not seeing like the full depths of all the grime that she can get from Luna. We might see it now the opponent's in the corner, depending on what we're gonna go into. We're not gonna see any left-rights there, but we are gonna see just good pressure. Even shielding out of it, it seems like Yoshi may have some significant issues. Like that's definitely gonna kill. Luna's combos have been very clean with a lot of interesting extensions.
It's also impressive to see that Luna kind of already had a handle of the character within the first week or two, and since he was already playing Type Lumina since it released, he already understood everything about the game to an extent, so he could just run with that and just apply it to a new character. Alright, so game 2, Luna up 1-0.
I'm wondering how Yoshi's gonna try and make up for this. I thought we see a jump forward and a jump back, trying to like maybe bait out the explosion so you can get back in, but
oh, nice.
Goes for an unfortunate reset. But Yoshi isn't able to capitalize on the hit. Like I feel like she just doesn't have the confidence right now. Like didn't even try to hit confirm, and I feel like that was gonna be what needed to get him back into the game. Like without that, Luna is once again just sort of running a train.
Yeah, like you could tell that Luna just isn't doing anything in specific to fight Yoshi. They're kind of just like, okay, my basic game plan does this. They haven't dealt with it any way that I can tell is giving me a problem, so I'm just going to keep doing it until they somehow figure out a game plan to start fighting me. So it looks like Luna's just in total control of this match so far.
Yoshi's gotten a couple hits, but like just hasn't had the wherewithal to really get anything off of it. So,
oof. There it is. The cross up, uncross up.
Well, at that point, it should have been able to be blocked both ways. You need to either go over to You gotta either have to go over to uncross, or you use a grounded normal as they're getting up. But
Alright, shield
either way.
should finish. Oh, overhead. Just ran out of
Okay.
meter.
Yoshi's actually has pressure now, but gets hit by that fuzzy mash that you were talking about earlier.
Oh, that is an overhead. Moon skill spear drop is an overhead, so you have to notice Noel turning blue and jumping backwards, and you have to immediately stand up or stand shield. If you crouch shield, it will counter hit you because it counts as an overhead.
No, it's not the fastest thing, but like it's 30 frames, but if you don't know that it's an overhead, you still don't necessarily know that it's something you need to be reacting to.
Agreed. It's definitely one of the trickier special moves in the game so far because a lot of people they assume most special moves or almost all special moves in the game right now are they're mids. There's very few that hit overhead or hit low in general. There's a couple, but it doesn't happen too often for people to say like, oh, I'm gonna adjust my block for this specifically. They're just like, yeah, I'll always commit to blocking low or blocking high, and then they get hit and they're like, wait a minute, that I didn't block the right way. What's going on here?
Yeah, there are quite a few moon skills as like their explicit purpose is to like crush low shields, like they're reactable overheads, but you can't stop your shield in time. And that is Noel's, but most of them they go like up and then like down forward at you. They are obviously an overhead, but Noel's is like a projectile. It's actually interesting. Because of it's set against the ground, it's 30 frames, but you can still combo into it really well. So there's like interesting things you can do. So we're gonna see Flox again, this time fighting against Lucy's Red Arcuade.
Red Arcuade being one of those characters a lot of people had as being incredibly strong because they didn't understand how her rings work. They thought her zoning was too strong. I still believe her zoning is strong, but it comes at a price of you give up a certain part of the screen, and if the opponent manages to jump over them, you kind of have to commit a resource to make yourself safe, usually.
Well, it is true. I will mention. Oh, yes, she was thought to be day one top tier and fell off, but then she got a lot of buffs pretty recently.
Yes.
So like the stuff that she can do, the advantage that she gets off of hitting with stuff, kind of makes up for it. Because even if you gotta spend some resources to like punish people jumping over, I mean, you still can spend those resources when you can just do so much when they actually work out. Like, it feels like she does have a lot of options to work with. Although with this spacing, like, Fox has the clear advantage here. All the pressure you could ever ask for. Oh, that could have killed, but there was a key drop. Still, I don't see how Lucy was going to win that from there.
It would have been really hard. Lucy, she would have needed one more stray hit to probably get her life back, but then, you have to make it so you can't get hit one other time, because then any combo from blocks probably just ends the round. Oh, nice.
Now we saw needing to spend resources to deal with people jumping over, but again, that's something you can do. You have those resources. You get to just charge meter a lot.
Oh, nice.
Even the partial charge will add up.
Yes, it does give you the moon gauge needed to moon drive at half the value, and doing that frequently does make it harder for the opponent to approach you in any situation. Just like you saw, Lucy was she was full screen, charge for half a second, throw out a ring, charge for half a second, throw out a ring. It's very formulaic in how Warwick players want to make sure they have that resource at every given instance.
Yeah. One thing that it may not initially be apparent, it takes a little bit of charge to get a full little chunk of the gauge, but the amount that you've charged will carry over between partial charges. So even if you don't get enough to get a full chunk, if you do another partial, you'll just immediately be there. So Lucy having really good awareness, just never allowing Flox to get started after the first round. She's like, saw what went wrong in that game, and she's like, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this. Are you going to be able to deal with it? And the answer was no. Flox couldn't deal with it.
Mm-hmm. So now, hopefully in this game too, Vox has a better idea of what's going on, but I can still see Lucy running the same game plan as she was before.
It worked. The onus is on Flox to deal with it.
Okay, game 2. Lucy just making sure she protects her space, gets her turn. Flox decides to do moon skill DP. Ooh, nice confirm from Lucy.
It's actually really good the way that the first time Lucy doesn't press buttons for follow-ups is the time that Flox tries to get out. Just really good control and understanding of your opponent's actions to be able to do that kind of thing. Like, Lucy seems to be like in complete control.
Oop, very nice. A punishes the vanish after the shield attempt from Vox, and that's how you deal with people who try to reshield, and while they're stuck in the air, you just do nothing and you punish them on the way down because there is a shield recovery from the air.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people are just like, they think about the option select to automatically shield after you've been shielded, and they dial a bit too far into that. The no option after shield is really powerful in this game.
Yes, the ability to see your opponent's shield back without you committing to anything is strong, because if you see that they're doing a high shield, you just throw them or two-way them. If it's a low shield, you do another throw or an overhead. So it does net you a lot of advantages not committing to something immediately if you don't think you need to. And
it's especially strong against people in the air, because they can't even delay their shield that much. Either they're going to be doing something really slow, or like if they delay it at all, they'll just hit the ground and we'll lose the opportunity to reshield, and then you can just do whatever you want.
yes, a lot of people kind of have a hard time dealing with shield, so maybe sometimes just not doing anything after shielding someone is a good standard for what you can add to your arsenal of, okay, they're shielding a lot. If I shield them back and they hold their shield, can I just see what's going on? And usually the answer is yes.
So we're gonna have Jasepi up again, the dominant Tono from before. Do we know who the opponent's gonna be? Okay.
Okay. All right. So, as you said, we see Jasepi back up. Jasepi, he's one of the more aggressive Tono players that I've seen recently. He understands the strength of his character. He knows where he's allowed to go in and what to do. And then there are other times where it seems like he just is content doing nothing just to see what the opponent's trying to do for pressure.
Yeah, you got a lot of... Tono can be played pretty patiently or pretty aggressively. There is a whole lot of options this character has. You can just sort of sit back and try and understand what the opponent is trying to do and dismantle them.
Yes.
At least in most situations.
It can be hard. Doing nothing can be hard sometimes, because you want to commit to, you want to actually feel like doing something means that you're getting some sort of advantage, but doing nothing is also advantage enough if you see your opponents reacting or willing to do something that you can react to later in the future.
ShinyEspeon's going to be the first Saber player that we see.
Saber, one of those characters that a lot of people write off as being one of the worst in the game, but it's in comparison of strength. So her strength is kind of linear, but the thing that she's really good at is really strong for her. So it can be kind of tough to fight her in some instances. Very nice confirm from Jasepi. Oh,
I don't know how much her specific weaknesses really come into play in the Tono matchup, though. I think about the I think about the weaknesses I associate with this character, like the slightly short range and the linear movement. And I mean, they don't really match up too poorly against Tono.
right. The only fact being she doesn't have a real invincible reversal that reaches high enough in the air. Hey, but a lot of her strength comes from her charge jump C being really, really big and hitting below her and behind her, and then her air throw mix-up being the same as Hisui, where she can air dash backwards into some sort of four-way mix-up that you have to respect.
It seems like Espeon is like just is taking control here. Giuseppe can't really succeed in backing off, but it seems like, you know, Espeon getting that shield whiff in really hurt and allowed Giuseppe right back into the game. So we're gonna have to see if they're gonna be able to deal with all this pressure. And the answer, it seems to be a bit uncertain. Giuseppe immediately BCing out. Good use of the option select.
Firm, very nice. Giuseppe might get the nice. He gets
That's
the
gonna take it.
gets the round there.
Giuseppe hasn't really been dropping those. Like we saw one time that they got let out, but not after such a devastating fatal.
It looks like Espeon tried to press buttons there and wake up, but Giuseppe just did a simple 2A meaty. Decides to burn 3 bars there, get into Nane install. Nice throw post moon drive. Ooh, nice response from Giuseppe once again.
It's really strong. So I saw like that whiff DP. I actually don't know. Does that whiff DP help to time the an anti-heat OS 2A afterward?
I'm not entirely sure because I don't think I've seen that variance. I usually see most Tonos do like a 236A timing, if that's what they're trying to do. But I guess Giuseppe might have his own sense of like, this is how I time my wake up options.
Maybe.
Oh, moon drive right after. There's the charge 5C being faster in moon drive for Tono.
Espeon trying real hard to get something started, but is about to run out of both meters. This is gonna be kind of bad.
Oops. Giuseppe getting lucky there, taking out of the combo. Full confirm once again, spends meter. Oh, but Espeon gets their own confirm back. They have a bar, so they might try to pressure with meter. Throw attack from Giuseppe.
Good invasion, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna matter in the end. Just one more hit was all it took.
Giuseppe noticed that Espeon was trying to get into the air that time and just did run under 236B.
Yeah, I noticed also that like Giuseppe like backed away right on wake up. I think possibly expecting a wake up heat, or possibly a guard cancel heat, because the wake up heat had already been baited and didn't want to deal with that.
Nice mix up from Espeon.
Otherwise, I was still able to chase, but ShinyEspeon is just not letting him out this time. We've seen a repeat of the first round.
Espeon chose not to spend 3 bars for arc drive there. Probably thought it would be better off to continue pressure after 1 bar, and they were able to secure the round. But that could have been kind of dicey, seeing as how Giuseppe could have did wake up heat or guard cancel heat to swing things back into his favor.
I think that they just thought that like their best chance of winning would be to hold on to arc drive or maybe Avalon for the round 2 or round 3.
Giuseppe spends some meter after moon drive.
They have 4 now. They might be able to do something.
There's the Avalon. Yep. Hits frame. It's frame 1, right? Frame 1 hits everything.
It's basically a shield that has a canned follow-up that the opponent can't escape.
Yes.
It's like a weaker last arc.
Ooh, but Giuseppe manages to just scramble together a hit and gets a confirm to win the round. So Giuseppe takes that 2-0, I believe. Very nice showing from
2-0.
Jasepi.
Both players looking pretty good though. They're both able to get what they were trying to do. We've seen a few mismatched ones, but this one was pretty good.
Yes, you can see that Giuseppe has responses for certain things that happen on his opponent's wake up. If there's a moon drive that occurs, he'll do 2A during the moon drive. He'll press his moon drive button, and he'll respond accordingly, usually with throw, or he'll just continue 2A pressure. He had a lot of good confirms for air-to-air situations, which led to a full combo. I feel like most competent Tono should already know those confirms by now, but you know, mileage may vary depending on how long you've been playing. But you could also see that Espeon they have the Saber rushdown in mind, but there are some situations where it looked like they couldn't establish their own spacing for being able to get clean hits versus Giuseppe.
Yeah. And like on offense, I saw Giuseppe do the quote unquote the redacted a couple times. It's to go right through the defensive Moondrive applications. So basically, Giuseppe never lost pressure in those situations.
All right, so I think we might be in the loser side of the bracket now until we get into top 8, because I think the winner side of top 8 has been filled out already with Lucy, Faultysticks, Lunar, and Giuseppe.
If let's see. Here we are. Let me take a look at the bracket.
Yes.
Yeah, seems like it.
Okay, so right now we should have Yoshi versus Blue. Blue just got into the room, so we will see Miyako versus Tono most likely. Okay, all right, they're getting right into it. So it looked like both players were kind of I probably had, because I know there were a lot of DQs because a lot of people didn't come back in time to respond for check-in, but usually when most people play their first or second round matches, they're still kind of sloppy. They're not all their headspace isn't ready to, you know, play fighting games usually, but once you get to a certain part of the bracket, I feel like your mind state is in the, okay, I need to get ready for X, Y, and Z.
Blue has taken a real close advantage of Miyako's slightly stubby limbs to get that first hit. But it seems like they're going pretty good. Like, Yoshi was able to get out pretty well.
Oh.
Nice moon scalp there.
Oh, there's the heat from Blue on Wake Up. There's a Gark into the heat from Yoshi. Oh, Blue just using Art Drive. No hit though.
Art Drive.
Oh, Jump C hits the low shield. Should get a full confirm here. Nice.
Yeah. Could try stand and air throw for a specific setup, but doesn't quite actually land. Yoshi is able to get back out because of that, but I mean, gets right back into the corner. So we can't kill here, but one more hit will do it. However, this could be pretty bad because Yoshi's got meter. It will be able to spend stuff to get out of stuff. Just opts to do their own wake up. This could go into... Oh, I was going to say that it could go into Arc Drive immediately, but I guess it just had enough health. Just died instantly anyway.
So you can tell when, you usually can tell when most people are trying to get their life back because they're trying to not have to block certain things on Wake Up. They're just like, I'll use this option to create space and stop the clock as well. Oh, air dash, throw out of the corner. There's the Moondrive activation, the late Moondrive activation from Blue. There's the heat.
I'm kind of feeling like I am surprised to see Yoshi go for a an offensive Moondrive application in that sort of specific situation. It feels like it betrays, like, that's something that, like, makes sense to try and do early in the game's life, but as people get more experienced, you realize, like, ways that you can either combo into heat, or situations where you can use it as you're knocking them down to get the heat without needing to deal with the opponent's potential reversal options. And not doing that sort of makes it, I mean, it feels like Yoshi may be a little bit less experienced there. Bloo has certainly been able to deal with a lot of problems that have been thrown at him there.
Even with all that, you could still tell that even during these, oh god, unblockable. Oh, doesn't get punished for the DP. Spend some meter. Oh, both sides of the shield
this
there.
is gonna kill, though.
Spend meter. Very nice. So yeah, you could tell that, as you said earlier, Yoshi kind of has a decent handle, but maybe just like nerves are kicking in because it's tournament. So you'll drop 1 or 2 inputs and the situation will turn into a scramble and you have to like cobble together something to do to get it back.
But yeah, that is fair. I mean, like, there's also going to be a lot of times where, like, you may not be 100% on point with every aspect of what you're doing, and you can still make stuff work. But I mean, after all, Yoshi did take that game.
So hopefully Bloo has a better idea what to do on a few more wake ups, because it looked like they were haphazardly just throwing out arch drive or just shield without understanding the repercussions, or at least getting them to land. Oh, Yoshi gets a low shield BC.
You did see a completely whiffed arc drive earlier, yeah.
Spins meter, puts Yoshi near the corner, Moondrive activation, but doesn't.
I think that Yoshi thought that the Moondrive was going to cause that to, like, whiff through, and it had enough active frames that they got hit out of what they were trying to counterpoke with.
Ooh. Totem 2B is notoriously very active, and it hits twice, so if you don't time it correctly, you still have to respect it during your Moondrive activation. Oop. Try to shield and wake up, got thrown, and confirm from Bloo with the jump B to end it. Ooh, wrong skill elbow. Cross up incoming, nice shield from Bloo to confirm. Oh, doesn't get the confirm there, but it's still keeping pressure. Bloo does not want to give Yoshi this round.
It does not. But it might be hard to avoid at this point. I think maybe... Are we going to see another quick...
Ooh.
Surprised not to see a throw against the shield. But I was expecting Bloo to go into a moon skill unblockable. Didn't end up happening, though.
So it looks like Bloo has his offense down, but it could also be one of those things where Yoshi might have gotten flustered in a couple situations and didn't know what to press the wrong button and got hit.
Yeah, I will say, like, it's really easy to get flustered if, like, your opponent drops a combo and you tech out, but then you, like, just get hit as you're going down trying to start your offense again. It's really easy to have your nerves get shaken, especially when you're already in loser's bracket.
Oh, stomp gets blocked. Oh, there's the guard cancel heat from Yoshi, just trying to keep pressure, and successfully gets a hit.
No meter, but there are going to be a lot of potential ways for this to go. The throw does not get punished. So, like, Bloo did a super jump out of it, and it's, like, a little bit too high.
Oh. To be immediately to arch drive for Bloo.
Well, Bloo wants to do some Nadia moves, it seems. We're going to see it. Good wherewithal to just not just immediately do one of the teleport slashes. I feel like I would have gone for it there, but Bloo was able to make advantage here. And
Plus the follow-up.
just like one rando unblockable or a small hit will do it, but yeah, she's able to just make space and then jump back in. Yako's ability to throw herself at you is really just unrivaled.
Yeah, it's really hard
Such a nimble
to.
character.
Yeah, it's hard for you to try to discourage her constantly because the second you're wrong once, she's just right, and you have to deal with all her tricks near the corner.
Mm-hmm. And Blue's still having a hell of a time trying to catch her out of the air, but does seem to be doing it by just pressing buttons in time with the landing. So delays the shield just long enough. Like ends the shield just long enough to not get hit by that. So that DP's gonna get through, but it doesn't get anything off of the fatal counter. It feels like Yoshi's nerf maybe just to be a bit too much. We are gonna see another arc drive. Do have a really commanding lead here.
Oh, Yosh decides to use EX DP, or normal DP into EX Ryujin to get out.
Mm-hmm. Has the pressure. Shields that, gonna get a big pop follow-up here. It's not bait the heat, but at the very least, the small tag means that Blue wasn't gonna be able to get enough life back to survive one more combo.
And Yosh manages to take it with the nice confirm after baiting out more options from Blue. It looked like Blue was doing a lot better there, but then kind of unfortunately just lost in one or two scrambles near the end.
Mm-hmm. Could have just stayed away a little bit longer. The extra life gain from the heat would have meant could at least survive that combo, but so this is going to be Winty versus Espeon?
Yes, that looks like that's correct. All right, let's see how much Saber experience Winty has, because it looks like Espeon understands usually how they want to force their way in with certain normals and special moves, make it tricky for their opponent to have to guard against. But Winty playing Arquid, she is considered probably one of the upper echelon of characters in this game. She does almost everything exceptionally well. There's maybe one or two instances where, you know, she kind of lacks, but it's so overbearing sometimes fighting her. You're just like, man, what does this character not have?
Yeah, but I mean, before we see that, we're gonna have to actually go back to neutral. Now, Winty does have the advantage here, and I believe that like Winty has played a little bit of Saber and is generally familiar with the tools. Doesn't necessarily mean you can easily fight against them, but the knowledge helps a lot.
Oh, good DP punish from Winty. Oh, but Espeon's just trying to chase with jump A constantly. Winty's not able to hit the ground safely. And overhead sway.
So, Winty has all the resources in the world. We're gonna have to see what they lead to. Jumps over the shield, but drops the combo. Could have done a whole lot out of that.
One skill elbow into launch. We'll get pressure here, except Espeon runs under and gets a clean 2C confirmed. Oh, just kidding.
That was a really good run under.
And now Winty just trying to make sure he doesn't get hit poorly. Gets a counter hit jump A.
Yeah, Winty doesn't seem to be able to, unfortunately, like finish a combo. So, but Espeon can and is making every hit count.
Oh, there's the wake up blood heat from Winty. Oh, good clash. Shield back. Oh, no shield. Oh, there it is.
This is gonna be it. Yeah, that's the end of the game. Well, the end of the round anyway.
Yes. When you last arc someone with blood heat, it does roughly 60 to 70% of their life bar. So if you are below half, you can expect that round to just be forfeit.
So like the base damage is 4,800, but it can go up to 7,000. It scales based on the percent of meter you have left,
Mm.
from 7,000 at the top to 4,800 at the bottom.
Ooh. Winty was doing good blocking there, but he got counter hit for trying to press a button.
Espeon spending the meter and getting follow up, but does not get that much out of it. But it doesn't seem like it matters. Another quick scramble will take it. Winty was not able to safely go into heat to recover life, and though with that amount of recoverable life left, it may not have mattered anyway.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes sometimes it's important for people to learn where to cut their losses on certain interactions. Like maybe you want to force like, okay, I can do this shield. I can do this shield here in pressure, and then sometimes it's usually not a good idea because they're always throwing you in that instance.
Espeon once again doing a lot. Winty opting not to tech out of that earlier and gets supered for it. I think maybe thought that there was going to be a possibility of teching into an air unblockable and not wanting to have to deal with the shield game out of it.
Ooh, nice shield counter from Espeon. Full confirm coming up, spend meter. Doesn't get the air throw though.
Winty opting to like try desperately to leave the corner there after the last time where that happened, where Winty got hit in the air repeatedly. But Espeon is going to be able to go in with another quick overhead.
Alright, air throw. I'll reset. It looks like Espeon is noticing that Winty's defense is lacking. Full confirm. Very nice. Now it's time to guess, but Winty might just do blood heat here. Nope. Decides to moon drive, gets a throw. There's
the blood heat. Yeah, we see some buttons. Really wanted that last arc, but Espeon wasn't just going to give it to him.
Oh, clash, and Winty gets lucky there.
We may not have seen the last arc, but we do have a lot of life regain there, so Winty's absolutely not out of this.
Gets a confirm. Yes.
Okay. Winty dropped that a few times before, but actually gets the ender this time, and one more quick mix-up is gonna do it.
There we go. Very
Catches
nice
the option out of that, and okay. Even against the high hit, is able to get a full combo. All right, Winty's looking a lot more confident here. The things that were failing for him before are working this time. They got hit, but not out of it. We'll have to see. Are they going to be able to get out of the situation? Nice guard cancel heat, and immediately running away, not wanting to deal with Saber's anti-air options.
There's a clash, and looks like Espeon's just trying to force their way back in, but Winty's doing an okay job right now, just staying mid-screen. Gets the confirm from the fatal jump B.
That is a big advantage that Arc has in this versus previous Melties. You keep the fatal counter status, even on multi-hits, but it seems like it's not going to matter. Well, Winty did a whole lot to get back into that game, and in the end, played a pretty good game. But Espeon was still able to close it out.
Yes, even with some drops here and there, Espeon was still able to get a couple more confirms than Winty did prior, and it was just a lot better at making sure any hit they got stuck, and they were better at chasing Winty down than Winty was chasing down Espeon. So good stuff to Espeon. They will be in top 8 loser side, and then we will be going to...
We have one more match. We have one more match before top 8.
So the last match will be B-Boy versus Somar. Oh. We just got word that we will be going to a 10-minute break first, but make sure you don't go anywhere. grab a snack, stretch, get some water, and we will be back shortly.
Mhm. Catch you then. And welcome back. We are live with Melty Blood, Type Lumina, NA, Top 8 at Vortex Gallery Winter Gaiden.
Yes, thank you for joining us tonight, or this evening, or this morning, wherever you are. I hope you're having a good time watching. And once again, thank you to the people at Vortex Gallery for putting this together. And as you see, we will have our top 8 bracket up in a little bit, but from what I can recall, it should be Lucy, Lunar, Faultysticks, and Jasepi and Winterside. And as you see right there, we have Flox, BBoySonic, and Yoshi and Espeon and losers.
hmm Seems like they got that handled. So we're going from top to bottom. So the first game's going to be Lucy versus Faultysticks. Yeah.
Yes, I believe we have not seen Faultysticks play on stream yet, but I would assume that they have a good handle of what they're doing if they've made top 8 here.
hmm
Uh, Hopefully, we can see a good demonstration from Lunar. I'm expecting Lunar to do pretty well because he has been really fluid in the way he plays Dark Apostle Noel. But right now, it looks like we will see Lucy versus Faulty up first,
hmm That's going to be
and
Red Arcoade versus Nades.
we'll see because I'm not sure. There we go. Once they switch back one more time.
I really wish that this game would allow the host of the room to just stay on the side.
To AFK, yeah, that would be nice, but I
Like
guess they made it.
you can
But
set yourself to auto pass, but it cancels you out of that once there's two or fewer people in the room.
Mhm. And there we go. Okay, so first match of top 8. Here we go. It's going to be Lucy versus Faulty Sticks.
hmm All right, so we've seen what Lucy can do. I'm interested in who they're gonna start with, because this character plays very differently depending on who's up front.
There's
We are
the
gonna see
Kohaku.
Kohaku lead.
hmm But that doesn't dissuade Lucy from throwing out rings and getting confirmed.
Mm,
Spends all the resources, drops a confirm, but still in a very good spot right now.
yeah, doesn't seem like Faulty can really make much progress here. Like Kohaku does have some pretty big buttons, but it's not necessarily gonna be enough. And another solid read. I think we saw that from Lucy earlier, just like getting shielded and pressing nothing.
EX ring, yes, that is plus. So you have to figure out a button to press that is either invincible or faster than whatever Warwick wants to press.
It's gonna be real hard to do. Because I mean, even if you do have a super fast thing, if work goes for like the charged overhead, then. But I mean, Faulty does manage to get the arc drive here, does have advantage, does have potential pressure from both characters, and backs away, but doesn't seal the deal there.
Wait, that's a double
That's
KO.
a double KO.
I haven't seen one of those yet in this game.
I've seen a few, but it doesn't happen often.
Mm-hmm. It's nice that the game gives you both the extra bar meter when that happens. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, because you both are on your last round, so. Okay, we're gonna see the follow up here, and throws him right through the plant.
Lucy backing off. She's at a life deficit, but she has to be careful because
So funny that Hisui's just like ragdoll body blocked the moon projectiles.
Mm-hmm.
So Lucy's now completely out of meter, completely out of moon. gonna have a really hard time getting back into this. But I expect to like try to keep pressure because of that. Didn't.
Ooh,
Well,
good
she's
confirm.
doing a lot now. She does have the resources now. We'll be able to do a follow-up here.
Oh, very
Sets
nice.
up the cross-up.
That was I honestly expected Faulty to do a delayed heat there, but I guess they assumed that that was going to get option selected, so they tried to mash and they did not mash in time.
That is an interesting option that Red Arcoade has access to. It's actually the first time we've seen it from Lucy, so good awareness. It's something that isn't going to work too much if the opponent knows it's coming, but if they don't, then she can just do whatever she wants. So Faulty has had some pretty good ways of fighting against Lucy here. We see that like it's difficult to have Red Arcoade's like projectiles go through as you would want, due to the fact that Hisui is very often in the way of them. So you have that anti-zoning ability, which is allowing Faulty to encourage Red Arcoade to come in a bit closer than she may be comfortable doing.
Oop, drop confirmed, but Lucy manages to tech forward out of the corner. There we go. Moon skill rings. Should have a full confirm here into an air throw under.
Lucy's been very consistent in hitting people with those and getting the conversion off of it. That's the first time we've seen it not like end properly in the combo. But even so, it got all the damage you'd want.
She gets
However,
hit there trying to
this
throw
probably
rings.
is going to go into arc drive and kill.
Ooh. It's close. There we go.
Opts to spend the moon drive instead of the third bar. I guess that's reasonable. You might want to keep one for the next round, but not having the moon drive is a little bit of a problem.
Does Lucy activate Moon Drive? Punishes the low shield?
Doesn't finish the combo after it though. So Faulty's going to be able to get back out and get into the situation where she can just charge everything and do everything that she wants, while Lucy is forced to deal with Hisui's attacks.
Once again, the anti-air shield into nothing gets a punish from the shield from Faulty.
That's 2 times that situation's come up, and both of them that had the same thing happen. Nice use of the repeated jabs. A lot of people necessarily go into 2 ABC to what they're trying to do, but that only lets you OS against one shield. But the rapid 2As allows you to OS each one.
Yes, that's correct. A lot of people will tend to do 2A, 2A, and then another normal. That's not an A normal, but if you just keep doing 2A up until the rapid B combo begins, you have the ability to shield after each 2A.
And because of that, like, the guard cancel shield, which in many cases, many times in this tournament, you've seen be someone's way out, it doesn't work at all. The trade-off, of course, is that you do a little bit less damage with your combo off of it, but in that situation, it doesn't matter.
Moon Drive activation. Lucy gets a jump C to crush the low shield. Should spend meter here. Very nice. That's a lot of damage for there. And gets a safe heat too. Very nice.
And this is going to go right into the arc drive. We're going to see another bit of Oki. One more hit will take it. Opts to jump back with the moon's projectiles, which are strong, but ultimately is not able to force through a hit. But, you know, right when Faulty thought they're out of it, that one more air moon projectile is going to take it.
Oof. Straight hit from Faulty. Oh, trying to use Kohaku Jump C to get in, but Arcoid's Warks Rings doing a good job, but unfortunately gets tagged again in the scramble. EX Bato plant setup.
So we might see some mix-up. He might come in for overhead, but it doesn't even get to that point because they don't block the overhead. So they don't block the low after the quick fall. Oh, that was a good thought to just jab out of that. Plant came a little bit late to lock them. I think Faulty may have been going for a throw. But...
oh, doesn't respond correctly to the clash.
Once again expecting Faulty to do air shield, but didn't happen.
And it looks like Lucy just left the room ASAP after winning that game.
I thought it was 1-1.
It was 1-1, but Lucy had just won the second game, so it was 2-1. So she won that set.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, I was keeping score in my head. I have the score. Like I was just like, oh, okay, it's 1-1. The double KO happened, which is once again one of those things that a lot of people don't witness. So it's good that it happened here, and the game. Honestly, I wish it was for the last round the double KO happened, so that way we could see how the game handles it.
I mean, it probably just makes him do a fourth game.
That's what I would assume as well. Okay, so we have Jasepi versus Lunar. This is the other side of winners top 8. Winner goes to winner finals to play a 3 out of 5.
So we're gonna see Dead Apostle Noel and our wonderful boy Shiki. But whereas Dead Apostle Noel has a lot of good ways to keep some of the characters like Miyako out. Doesn't have quite the same ability versus someone like Shiki who has somewhat bigger buttons. Still, there is a whole lot that she can do in pretty much every situation. Goes good throw.
Oh, one skill DP.
Unexpected to see here, yeah. Giuseppe really trying hard to make up the difference, but Luna did have enough screen real estate to be able to back off with the 2 and 4.
Immediate spears from the top of the screen for full conversion for Lunar.
Gonna lead into a whole lot here. We are gonna see another setup here. Luna just really loving this. Into the same throw as before. Throwing stuff down to make sure you don't jump out. Just feeling really good about zoning. Doesn't need to go in. Just another rando hit will take it.
Giuseppe doesn't get hit. Attacks the throw, very nice.
Let's throw this in. He is able to get some going. We are going to see another heat here from Giuseppe.
There it is. Keeps pressure.
Tono, one of the characters who, even after a very long combo, is able to directly combo into their heat at that point, which is great for advantage.
Oh no, the low to the ground air dash.
This is going to kill. We are going to see another arc drive finisher.
Alright, so Luna taking game 1 very commandingly. You could tell that Giuseppe had a hard time trying to approach, and the 1 or 2 times he did manage to get in, Luna just kind of managed to scramble back out into neutral and play their game again.
Like, Giuseppe had a lot going at the end, but it was just too little too late. One escape, and that's all that Luna needed to seal the game. Because Giuseppe could never get back in. Although, we do have some air-to-airs here. But I was able to capitalize on the situation. We are going to see some mix here. And Lunar does not have the ability to sneak out back, because there's no space to retreat to. So because of that, Giuseppe may just be able to get through this, even with the DP.
Luna still has
All
a
Lunar
good.
can do is the basic zoning. If one of the projectiles hits, it is the one you can teleport through, then Lunar now does have the space advantage here.
Ooh, Flash doesn't shield back, but it's okay. Luna still scrambles back into another good situation, but uses Moondrive to stay safe. Gets the reversal throw.
That's unfortunate for Giuseppe to miss the follow-up after the Moon DP. That could have been a kill, but instead, Lunar got back out and just Giuseppe couldn't do anything. Seems like Giuseppe just may not really know how to fight against this character right now.
Yeah, unless you have a lot of games versus a person who mains this character, it's really hard to understand what's going on if you're not willing to go into training mode.
And there, Lunar actually did the jump over, and so Giuseppe got hit for blocking away from the opponent.
Counter hit jump A. Will throw lifts, makes it safe with Moondrive. Shields back, very nice from Giuseppe, but he gets hit with BC after trying to retaliate once again, and Luna will take the set 2-0.
Looking very, very convincing there.
Good stuff from Giuseppe and Luna. That was a good set to watch.
Moving on to losers. We are going to have, in the top 8 loser side, there's 2 matches. Obviously, right now, we are looking at Flox and BBoySonic. There is also going to be Yoshi and Espeon.
It looks like we have both of them here now, so hopefully they can connect with no issues. Hopefully B-Boy was able to resolve his own issues earlier and can play without any interruption.
Yeah, I think that got handled.
Okay.
So the matchup of regular Noel versus Hisui is kind of interesting. The way that they play around each other and around each other's setups. There's a lot of interesting things that both characters can do. Hopefully we see that on display here.
Noelle does have the ability to use her own projectile to stop Hisui from throwing pottery from full screen, but it has to be careful because if she does it at the wrong angle, she'll get hit and knocked down for full screen from the pottery, whereas Noelle can spend meter to get a confirm for most areas.
And the dust sort of conflicts with a lot of the ways that Noelle might want to try to get in, as does the pottery if they're trying to jump forward. But as you saw, like the key can go between them, and that is very helpful.
And more pressure with the X dust, tries to get a throw, but Flox was jumping out already. Trying to keep pressure, get a clean hit somehow, but B-Boy is just on the Hisui offensive right now. Meaty Bento. Oh, doesn't shield the heat.
Yeah, it was guard cancel, wasn't it? They went into 2B, so they couldn't go into they couldn't cancel into shield.
Yes, I believe you are correct. Yes.
Another one of the situations. If it was double 2As, it would have worked, but I think that might have been just like a little bit too far, given the situation. Had to go into 2B instead.
Alright, B-Boy gets a confirm. Air throw out of the corner to get the 4A mix up. Jump C connects. That is hard to see a lot. EX ladle, but down to the ground.
So one more a run-up throw would take it at this point. Seems like B-Boy wants to get in, set something up there. But at this point, you know, we're getting close to the end of time, so B-Boy is content to just sit back and wait.
It's a straight hit because Vlox probably saw the time and thought they had to aggress really early, but instead of pressing heat to stop the clock and get their life back, they just thought they had to go in.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because Hisui is definitely in a situation where it felt like B-Boy was waiting to see the heat in order to punish it. Like, they weren't committing to anything before that. And
Right.
the way to stop that might have been for Flox to run up and heat against B-Boy, but that carries its own risks. The worst case scenario is you just have no resources in the next round.
Okay, Flox is an air throw ender looking pretty good, but gets smashed on that wake up. So B-Boy might decide to heat here. There it is.
You do see it gets the life back.
Hold shield on.
The instant BC out, likely option selecting it. But B-Boy trying to hide behind the cake to get some meter back. Does not anti-air Noelle.
Alright, EX Knife getting a clean hit but no confirm again. Flox has the life lead, so as long as they don't really get hit by anything uncommon, they should be okay this round. Especially considering
B-Boy is able to
20
charge
seconds
up. B-Boy is able to charge up meter to heat, but they're gonna have to use it quickly or. Okay, alright. And B-Boy is saying, we're not gonna let that happen again. I'm gonna take immediate advantage. Gets the throw. Does not commit enough to the pressure after that. Could have started something. The knife will cut right through the dust. And this might be Flox's game. Jumps out of the throw and doesn't punish, but even so, this is a situation where Hisui is going to have a really hard time poking out of all of Noelle's stuff, and B-Boy just doesn't seem like they can make it work.
Yeah, they are just stuck in the corner, but they get a clean hit into Arc Drive. Oof, that's a big one.
It's going to be a lot. The bento is going to set something up. Does not throw into the bento, but you know, another hit, another anything is going to take it. And,
no!
I think that B-Boy thought that projectile was going to catch it. And now it's like really hesitant to go in because does not want to lose the game instantly to that last arc.
There's the Moonskill DP once again. And then you can see B-Boy having a solid control on the match once again, just camping back behind the bentos, but Flox guy manages to get some life back.
That's not enough though. Because the heat barely lasted any time. They didn't really have much chance to use any good offensive tools with a temporary full meter, and so B-Boy was just able to take the advantage right back.
So B-Boy takes game one. Flox they look like they had a decent understanding of how Hisui works in neutral, and their pressure was really good in a lot of instances near the corner, but just a few drops here and there cost them that game.
It looks like Flox is trying to be real close at the start. Make sure that B-Boy never really gets to get away. There's been a few chances for knives that we haven't really seen, but B-Boy is able to just sort of walk back in. Once again, we see not confirming off of the two-way that did hit. But the fatal pot will be enough to take it. They get it hit and go in for a lot of good pressure. Drops the combo, and that's unfortunate. That's going to allow Flox to get into the exact situation that they want.
Yeah, alright, shields the big bento. Has to be careful, pretty low on life. Might want to try to get a clean hit into a safe heat confirm, but...
Oh, because of the interesting wall bounce. The normal combo wasn't gonna work. And B-Boy wasn't quite able to get a punish after that, but the throw is gonna take it. And Flox pretty comfortable with the options, but he's using a lot of Moonskill stuff that is just sort of whiffing around B-Boy. And at this point has no moon, He's gonna have a difficult time getting a lot. Does have stuff with the shield. He is now going to be able to use one of those again to cut through maybe some dust or some knives. Oh, sorry, or some pots, but opts to go for a charge, and that just gets them
Oof.
in a real bad situation. They tried to knife through the pottery, but because there's extra pottery, the knife's only going to hit one and fall right out of it.
And there it is. B-Boy takes it 2-0. Very good stuff. Their game plan was very simple, but at the same time, they know how they could approach, make sure that Flox could not just throw knives, super jump full screen, run at them. It was like you have to deal with Bento, you have to deal with Izui projectiles every now and then, and it became kind of, you could tell they were flustered here and there, but they still Flox still had a good idea of like, all right, I can throw knives here, I can wait, I can shield these projectiles, so force BC to take their turn back every now and then. So they had a couple of good ideas.
So now we have Saber and Miyako. We've seen Yoshi do pretty good throwing themselves at people, but I mean, Saber's got a lot going on, right? May be able to stop that. Saber has a lot of good air-to-air options in particular to meet people with.
Yes, that's correct. And as you can see already, Espeon has Yoshi in the corner. Yoshi does not successfully block the mix-up there, eats a whole nother combo. Ooh, reversal DP from Yoshi, just trying to get their turn back, try to play the game. Hey! Moondrive activation.
Looks like it was a Moondrive counter, no slight delay there, so wasn't able to quite get immediate punish, but it just does get so much out of it. Espeon is kind of in a bad situation there. Wouldn't have been able to kill off with that, but yeah. Just wasn't able to get into a situation where they could solidly seal it. Has all the resources in the world here, but if Yoshi's not going to poke at the start into one of those air-to-airs, then... Okay, we do get the air throw follow-up here. We do have solid pressure. And the good mix-up, he's going to take it. We are probably going to see an arc drive here.
Saving bar for another mix-up, and gets the empty jump 2A.
Okay, keeps the bar for next round.
Seems like Espeon is confident in their ability to mix up.
And has pressure right at the start.
All combo from Yoshi. Throw. Oh, doesn't throw the shield. Instead, does a moonstop.
Yeah, I think Yoshi saw that they succeeded with the throw against the shield before and was like, I'm not gonna shield again after that. But you know, he did. That's exactly what happened. Both players with nearly full resources. The delay guard cancel heat is gonna get Espeon out of the situation. But okay, I think Yoshi thought maybe they would go for an Avalon at the last of the meter and try to get some pressure, but just the poke right at the end of that heat from Espeon. But they got all the way to the corner, very low life. One more interaction is all they needed to take it.
Espeon doing a really good job of making it hard for Yoshi to get a read on how Saber moves across the screen, how Saber's mix-ups work, because it just seems like Yoshi cannot block in time, kind of second guessing how they should defend themselves. But usually when Yoshi has a defensive option in mind right away, it usually works for them.
Yeah, that is something that is kind of interesting about how Saber's skills work. She has a lot of like pauses and dashes back and forward that make it a little bit hard for a character like Miyako to poke through it in a lot of situations in neutral. But I mean, this round is
Yeah, right
Espeon
now.
just full control.
Yeah, you can tell Espeon used that first game to understand how Yoshi tries to react on Wake Up, and right now it looks like the same as the first round.
Yoshi tried to
Correct?
catch Espeon landing, but Espeon just jumped over it and punished the jab. So after that point, this entire game, Yoshi has not been able to find a way out. This may be their big break. They do get away, but what do they get out of it? They are not able to connect into an end there. Goes for the heat, but just gets cut again.
And as you can see, Espeon takes it 2-0. Very dominant performance by Espeon. Very confident in their ability to fight Miyako, which is something you don't really see a lot of people have versus Miyako. They just kind of hope they don't accidentally let her fly full screen and hit them. So
Yeah. It really felt like Espeon was just totally in control the whole game.
So now I think we should still keep going continue on the loser side of top 8. So
2 more games.
So it looks like B-Boy is back up, which means they'll be going up against Jasepi. So it should be Hisui versus Tono.
Is that right?
I think so. I
Oh,
hope
yeah.
so. Yeah, I just double checked with the bracket, so it looks like it should be Giuseppe versus B-Boy. And there's Giuseppe. And it looks like they're ready to go.
Can B-Boy's more calculated style triumph over Giuseppe's overwhelming offense from this Shiki? Or will they fail to keep him out?
Immediate aggression from Giuseppe, just making sure they don't lose neutral at round start.
Giuseppe seeming very willing to BC through any time that he gets shielded. Just optional sucking with each one whenever he's at full moon.
Giuseppe decides to moondrive here, walks out of the corner. Very nice. Unblockable. Ooh. It looks like
They're landing.
It looked like B-Boy whiffed an air throw there as well. So if you whiff air throw in this game, you have a certain number of frames of recovery, and you're in counter hit state. Ooh, good confirm.
So you land in that. You can't really do anything. You're just gonna eat a full punch. And that's exactly what happened. Yeah, B-Boy is able to get this after that shield. Again, another BC out, not wanting to deal with it, not wanting to take the risk. Knowing that probably wouldn't be able to kill, but surprised to see the B teleport hit. It looked like Boy was just walking away from it, but
Doesn't get the confirm after. Immediate BC back from B-Boy. Puts Giuseppe back in the corner. Let's see if they do. Yep. EX Pottery. Fades the DP.
you're gonna see mid-screen setup here. Cool use of the cake for a little bit of an extension. At this point, B-Boy is able to... Didn't quite run up far enough to get pressure there. And that is going to be a problem, because Giuseppe correctly identifying that that's a free shield, and B-Boy not challenging it.
Alright, Giuseppe not He didn't have to block too much of that dust, but he has to be careful. He doesn't want to run into the bento.
B-Boy has been wanting to throw pottery here and just stay safe. And it may be very difficult for Giuseppe to get through in the situation, knowing that a single hit is going to kill. And it seems like Giuseppe was just like charging to bait B-Boy in. B-Boy did go in, but there hasn't been able to be a solid enough punish until then.
And then, as you can see, Giuseppe managed to score a stray knockdown and managed to OTG all the way to get the round win there. I was not expecting that to actually kill. I thought it would just leave B-Boy with maybe 1 pixel of health, but Giuseppe did the correct extension and got the round.
Mm-hmm. It was a little bit interesting to see in that sort of situation. Some characters can really keep their OTG streaks going a lot longer than others. And Tono is strong. So B-Boy is making sure not to go too far in here. But Giuseppe, knowing that, has been able to get almost full meter for free. B-Boy finally goes in and gets a lot here, but in terms of just resources that they have, Giuseppe's so far ahead. Oh, that was actually a pretty good jump.
Escapes Giuseppe's pressure, and then, it looked like B-Boy wasn't sure what to do there, so he backdashed mid-screen, but now Giuseppe gets his turn back into a full confirm.
Probably gonna go into arc drive here. No, neglects it. Just wants the meter back. Oh, I mean, looks like B-Boy tried to tech forward out of that, and the forward tech is punishable, and Giuseppe caught it, and that was just the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure if B-Boy remember that forward tech is punishable, and usually when Tono combos into heat into the corner, teching forward is not the best idea because he recovers first.
A lot of characters can't like quite get that advantage, but Tono is absolutely one of the ones that can. I think Giuseppe saw that he was being pulled out of the corner and thought that he should switch block, but wasn't able to deal with the throw. But Giuseppe just get pressure right back. We probably are going to see another heat. Yep, yeah, we do. Tech's back this time.
BBoySonic
PC is going to lead to a good combo. We are going to see another setup. Has the meter to spend on something fancy. Doesn't really do much, just goes for a simple overhead, but the dust might have led to something there. But isn't able to get the pressure going, and Giuseppe gets out. So.
Ooh. Oh no, B-Boy tried to look like tried to meet Giuseppe in the air with the button, and Giuseppe just fuzzy mashed 5A and got a full confirm.
Well,
So
that was good.
good stuff to Giuseppe, moves on. Goes to losers semis of the bracket.
So now we're gonna get Faulty versus Espeon.
Yep. It should be Maids versus Saber.
Saber. Yep. The Hisui may be out, but actually no, she's still here.
That's the beauty of Maids. If one of the solo Maids players gets eliminated, you can expect to see Maids at some point, and you might get to see that particular character again.
At least is in the background. Like Faulty was pretty much solo Kohaku there, but
yeah, there was 1 or 2 instances of using Hisui projectiles to cover space, or just using Hisui as a type of shield, so that way she can absorb a hit and then move forward free, and then Kohaku can move forward freely.
It is a good option. Like I see a lot more Kohaku players playing Maids and Hisui players playing Hisui. Somewhat rare to see Hisui lead Maids. You saw some of that at the start, of the game, but at this point, it seems like most people are just using Hisui.
All right, and there we go. Faulty tagging Kohaku first, but Espeon already has Faulty into the corner. Good damage.
Mm-hmm. There's
Ooh.
a lot that Espeon has been able to work with these pressure setups in the corner. Just really, really overwhelming presence. Apparently,
And then
all the dashes and all the command attacks. Just been able to get right back in every time that he's pushed out, and in this case, throwing out the shield did get Faulty back in, but I think one more hit is going to take it. They're going to need to go into heat here.
setup, tries the high shield and gets hit low by 2A. High shield does lose to 2A, so you have to be careful there. Ooh! And very good stuff to Faulty for overcoming that pressure in the corner early on from Espeon. It looked like Faulty was not going to win that last round, but two good decisions led to them being able to get their turn back and win the round.
A good sweep catching Espeon trying to jump out. So this is going to be pretty bad then. Like, we have 4 meter, we might see a funny arc drive here, or may want to keep it for other setups. Possibly for a reaction Avalon.
Ooh.
But the whiff through with the moon drive is going to mean that Espeon isn't going to have the chance there. For all the pressure that they had at the start, they were never able to get it going again once they lost it.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Espeon is kind of... Ah, there we go. Decides to change the character to Tono. Looks like they were... I'm not sure if that's the best idea, because it does feel that Saber and Tono kind of fulfill the same archetype, but Tono does have better special moves that help him move forward and catch people from flinching.
I mean, Saber has plenty of stuff that just has like a lot of forward movement on it, but Tono does have some cleaner options in specific situations for sure.
Ooh, wake up jump shield to try to get out of that setup. Espeon manages to get a clean hit. Ooh, empty jump low.
It does seem like Espeon does have some confidence in the setups, but they're not exactly as strong as what we saw from Jasepi. And that low jab into non-committal actions into the plant hitting to confirm is going to be enough.
Yeah, Espeon is not respecting Plant's Oki that much. It seems like they tried to retaliate way too early as opposed to seeing what the option is first in a lot of instances, like right there.
So this is going to be like a full combo. We are going to see the knockdown.
Oh, Moon Drive Slide ran out of clash frames, and the plant hitting as much as it does makes it hard for you to try to blow through it with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can see Faulty takes that series 2-0. Very nice gameplay. Yeah. I know a lot of people usually when they fight Kohaku, they don't really have a good idea of what you're allowed to mash on, what you can try to heat, especially when Plant is on top of you. But sometimes it's important to just see what's going to happen to you first rather than retaliate, because if you pick the wrong option, Kohaku just kind of gets to get a full combo and do the same thing to you again.
So now we got Winners Finals coming up. Now Lunar's been extremely oppressive. Everything that Lunar has wanted to do, Lunar's been able to do. However, Red Arcuade is a character that doesn't need to jump into Dan's moving backwards spikes and detonation setups. Because if you like, if they go for a det and you go for an air moon projectile, then you get a whole lot of advantage out of that.
Yes. Okay. And right before we get to winners finals, we will be showing a few ads.
Okay.
First up, once again, Gaiden books. Once again, the physical release of the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting will be out March 22nd. Make sure you go to gaidenbooks.com to place that order, and you can help support a good sponsor of the FTC as of the last 2 to 3 years. They've been making sure that they get their name out there, as well as support a lot of tournaments and online locals as well.
Yeah, they've put out a lot of good stuff. Again, Vortex Gallery Winter Gaiden's King of Fighters tournament is next weekend. And if you want to sign up anytime before March 8th at 23:59, that's 11:59 p.m., then you will be able to enter that tournament for whatever region that you are in. It's going to be a lot of hype. I'm going to be really interested to see what we're going to be able to see out of competitors for that.
And also don't forget, make sure you go to 56pro.com/shop. You can purchase memorabilia with the mascot of Vortex Gallery, the mascots, both of them. You can get designs from Woofy Cakes, and I also believe from Gotshot. So if you're interested in those stuff, make sure you go to 956pro.com/shop, and you can get your goods today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so winners finals coming up. It should be Lucy versus Luna, Did Possum Noel versus Red Arcuate, and hopefully both players will be able to display their knowledge of the matchup pretty well, unless it just turns into one of those things where one player outclasses the other.
Okay.
All right, and looks like
we're kind of getting into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Both players trying to establish their ideal distances here. I'm gonna throw in the basic projectiles that they didn't use as much of against other characters, knowing that it is sort of their best way to sort of pin down people from range when you can't get them to come to you.
That's correct. And even during this early exchange, you can see Luna down a good grip of health, but anytime Luna is able to do the the spears that fall from the sky, that's usually their chance to take the match over.
Mm-hmm. Now Lucy shielded, but didn't use an escape option there, which means that they are sort of back into a somewhat difficult situation. Lucy wanted to go for the reliable thing that they've been going for, but Luna was at the distance where the spikes just caught him out of the air.
Yes, it is usually tough to chase work doing a jump back moon skill fireball, but the Possum Noel does have that privilege where her projectile falls directly on top of you from certain distances on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if Lucy is used to that yet.
So there was a situation in the corner there where Luna was using a lot of the charge 5C and 2C, and both of those can be instant air dashed over, because all of our super long range options are kind of low to the ground there, with the exception of like the projectiles. But if she's using normals to go into stuff, but it doesn't seem like Lucy was prepared to actually punish that, and kind of as a result, has not really been able to establish much of anything, and Luna just got right through it there, got everything that they wanted. So Lucy's gonna have to really think more about how to make this happen if she wants to come back into this.
Lucy might be considering switching to Roa. She did play Roa for a long time until they switched a little while ago for tournaments, which is I wasn't aware of until I believe yesterday. But I could tell her work is very, very strong already, but it might be the case of using Roa as your first main character gives you more comfortable situations to work with.
Mm-hmm. And I can definitely see a lot of ways that Roa can fight against Dead Apostle Noel really well. Like maybe she thought, okay, well, if I can't jump forward and use rings because they're going to stake me down, then I'll be able to use Roa's more grounded projectile game instead. But Luna is still succeeding in, catching them out of everything that she tries. And Roa's pokes have not really been able to accomplish enough there.
Gets a clean jump C. Very nice from Lucy.
We're seeing the new Oki setups that Roa has after the patch.
Ooh, tried to stand up too early, got hit, but no confirm. Low shield to the falling spears again.
That's one thing that Roa has a slightly difficult job with, is sort of getting a strong punish against held low shield, but both players go to Moondrive to keep the opponent from getting too much pressure. Feeling pretty comfortable here. Lucy trying desperately to get enough time to get a single tick so they can use another moon skill in order to get advantage. And she has it here, so that is going to be able to take it. The moment that she got the slight tick, she was really able to make everything work from there.
Right. And you could also see Luna kind of got into one or two scramble situations where they didn't have the right response immediately, but this time around it looks like, yeah, Luna will adjust their setups, because Lucy was responding with a lot of low shields after EX spears.
That was really good by Lucy to do that air-to-air. Like, I think Luna thought, okay, well, if she's just gonna sit back and charge, let me take the offense. But it didn't work. However, this shielding that DP will work. This is gonna be a whole lot, and the next anything will kill. Oh, unless we see a drop there. But looks like Lucy left after that.
I'm not sure if Lucy realizes it's a winners final, so
Yeah, she's still got one more game.
Yeah, she has one more game she has to play, but she should try to be back here as soon as possible, or else she will forfeit her last chance to try to run the set back. But if she does not come back in time, I assume that Luna would just go to winners finals.
Maybe. We'll have to see. It was a good game regardless. Thought they both did really well.
It can be overwhelming to fight Dead Apostle Noel, because her style of mix-up after getting a knockdown with meter can be, once again, very overbearing. You have to pick the option that makes it so that you're not neutral afterwards. Neutral at best. You want to have a heavily skewed situation in your favor, but it seems like she neutralizes that pretty
Okay,
well.
Lucy is now playing Tono.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Lucy had a Tono. But
uh, Tono's one of those characters that I feel like a lot of people can just play because he's very I don't want to say linear, but he's not that difficult to learn as a beginner.
that's fair. Especially if you may want to go for that sort of thing if you're like just trying to feel out your opponent specifically, see what they're weak to. But I mean, it does seem like a bit less confident than the Wark or the Roa. He's able to get a lot, but he's just having a difficult time like, really rushing forward and like not getting hit for it.
There's a Moondrive, but gets tagged anyway, and Luna manages to get a clean confirm to end the round there. Luna looking very strong so far in this winners finals.
Opting to just go straight into straight into the arc drive. It could have hit, but I'm actually kind of surprised it didn't from that distance.
Me too, but I guess it was just at the right height to not catch her while she was falling on the way down.
Yeah.
And with the perfect, Luna takes it 3-0, advancing to grand finals. Very good.
Mm-hmm. So we got loser semis up next. 1 second, I'm gonna be right back.
Yep. In the meantime, we will have the next set of players coming up. It should be Jasepi versus Faulty. Yes. So it will be Maids versus Tono. One of those matches that a lot of people are just like, oh, Tono will have a hard time because Kohaku. Kohaku has the range to keep you away. Her 2C is very big. Her jump C is very big. Her combos, her conversions off of almost everything is very convenient for her because she doesn't have to sacrifice too much. If she has to do a little less damage, she still puts you to the corner, and most of her combos will still make it so she gets a plant setup after, making it hard for you to guess on wake up, obviously. Because she puts out the plant, it spins a bunch of times, and you have to guess a high or low.
Giuseppe is going to be fighting Faulty then?
Yes, that's correct. This for loser semis. That's right.
Mm-hmm. All right. Got the Hisui and Kohaku lead. We'll have to see. Did we see this match earlier?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, that was. Giuseppe was the one who sent Faulty into losers. No, that's not true. Lucy did.
Yes.
Anyway. Giuseppe, it does have the advantage here at the start. It is able to get right in with that overwhelming offense.
Ooh, accidentally press the B button after shielding, which doesn't give a proper punish to shielding Keats. Usually you want to shield and press nothing, so that way you manage to punish them on the way down from their activation.
Interesting. Sweeping to just like make the 2BC, the shield BC entirely whiff.
Giuseppe does get a full confirm even after that scramble. Very nice. Should get a launcher.
That's gonna be the guard cancel. He actually does connect. Felt like Giuseppe was trying to bait it, but may not have actually been able to quite get it. Again, blocking the shield BC, not wanting to commit to anything. Giuseppe going for another one and running out of meter and doing so not getting a follow-up. So at this point, like, Faulty has a unfortunate drop, but This might be exactly what Giuseppe needs to get back into this round.
He should heat here. Yep, there we go. Keeps.
Yeah, if Faulty isn't careful, they're gonna find their chances of winning slipping right away from him, and that's exactly what we see.
Faulty not respecting the fact that Tono 236 A and B cover a big area of space on the screen, so jumping is usually a liability if you're not ready for that move to come out and contest you.
Tono just such a strong character with so many options. Also, May just been like a little bit flustered. Like they had the opportunity to kill and dropped it right at the end.
Flash, double jump, very nice from Giuseppe.
That is gonna go right through. We are gonna see another setup here. It goes for the empty jump low. It does get blocked, but good work from Faulty to moondrive through the attack key and good stuff going here. Giuseppe also moondrive, but isn't really able to get a whole lot, and never has the chance to moon skill out. Does have something, but it just doesn't lead to anything. Faulty can get away, and
ooh, nice confirm for Giuseppe once again. Spin meter, yep. Just use the 3 bars now instead of trying to save them for later. He now has Nani install. Wonder if he's gonna start using those moves. And nope, he just counter.
it doesn't seem like Giuseppe wants to. I haven't really been seeing Giuseppe use the Nani moves much. Just using it as like as an arc drive, basically.
Right, to get a little bit of extra damage here and there. Up, and there's the Tono 236 catching Kohaku out of her ideal air dash height. Ooh, throws the shield.
That's gonna be bad.
Alright, so Giuseppe 1 round away from advancing to losers finals.
Good fuzzy guard there by Faulty. That setup is interesting. So opting to shield against an instant reversal and then let go of shield while the plant hit them, so there was just complete safety there. No options Giuseppe could take would actually have beaten that.
Nice punish from Giuseppe with the shield launcher after.
Yeah,
Well,
it's actually quite difficult to make sure that you can punish that. That was really well timed, and that is going to mean that Giuseppe takes it. 'Cause the pressure after that, one more hit was all it took. Because Faulty just took so much. Like Giuseppe only even won like 3 interactions in that round, and just that alone was enough to seal the game.
And also Giuseppe having a good idea that Faulty typically likes to try to jump after a certain pressure string. So Giuseppe would just do redash to be hitting low, pretty active, giving a really good confirm for a lot of situations. So it looked like Faulty wasn't ready for that, but they still did pretty good regardless. So
Yeah,
fourth place is not bad.
Yeah, it seems like they had a good handle on everything they were trying to do.
Okay, so now Lucy's finals on the way. Just waiting for Lucy to get into the lobby. Let's see if Giuseppe can continue his run in loser's side to maybe get into grand finals to fight Luna again.
It is gonna be interesting because both these players have been dropped to losers by Lunar, and they've both had an extremely overwhelming pressure against the other players. This last game was the first time where Giuseppe really seemed challenged.
Agreed. It could also be his unfamiliarity with Dead Apostle in the Well, but he still looked pretty strong regardless.
Plus all this time since then, he's maybe allowed him some time to breathe and think about how to do these approaches, which will also be useful against a character like Red Arcuate. Lucy communicating that she is quite ready.
All right. So losers finals, first to 3. I would assume Jasepi has a good handle on how to fight Red Arcuate, as most players. I feel like most players should have an idea of what she does, so that way you're ready for your defensive options to counteract her rings, her teleporting left and right.
Mhm.
Okay, already starting off with meeting Lucy in the air with Jump A.
Both these players do like to go for air to airs. I think Lucy's gone for that almost every round. A lot of her problems before have been because of being that air to air, but you know, she gets a lot off of it, so.
Oh, there's a heat.
I feel like Giuseppe may have lost more around from lost more health from charging meter than from actually getting hit, but that's certainly no longer the case, as Lucy has used those meter charges to get enough to arc drive. And that is going to mean Giuseppe is forced to heat in order to not die from one more interaction. Lucy doing the same. Still, even in heat, opting to meter charge just to get a little bit more moon gauge. Lucy is really, really loved using, especially air moon ring.
Another confirm air to air confirm for Giuseppe. Very, very adept at doing that so far in this tournament, making it difficult for people to just try to like run away in the air and think that Toto can't meet them. Oh, tries to press 5A after that. Instead, Giuseppe loses that exchange. Gets the heat. Unblockable.
That is kind of... Oh, actually, Giuseppe got the throw. I thought for sure that was Lucy's throw.
Me too. I'm surprised. That might have been an input error. Hard to tell.
Maybe, yeah. It's a bit unfortunate because Lucy wasn't able to hit those to a shield cancel after the 5As in the last round, but at this point they're both just holding back and charging meter. They both want to have their resources available. Lucy in particular just really wants to charge meter at any point to get enough to use those moon rings. Feels like she never wants to be without it. It's effective.
Ooh, very nice throw attack from Giuseppe. Oh, but there's the heat from Lucy. Gets in with the BC.
BC to get in.
Oh, Lucy flinching too early, getting hit by 2B. It's a 2 hitting low. Oh, tries the high shield.
That is gonna take it. Giuseppe really was able to make good use of all that pressure this game. Really felt like Lucy never really got the chance to do all that much with it. But just going right back in. Lucy knows what she needs to do. She just needs to win a couple more exchanges and really get everything going for her game plan. What she's doing.
Oh, double moon drive there. Both players just trying to see what's going on. Unblockable. Nice
Double
guard after
BC.
BC. Oh, there it is again.
And does the... If you time that right, if you do your instant BC as the opponent is doing their BC, you will win if you're the one who shielded. But it can be really difficult to actually set up the proper situation. It didn't work the first time, but it did the second. Lucy's advantage is quite enormous here. Especially because she's allowed to combo off of shield. If it seems like there's a little bit of a throw. I'm pretty sure she could have killed it off of that throw. But even without it, the one more hit will do it.
Oop, Giuseppe gets hit by the overhead. Not too much damage, but he's certainly certainly having to climb another hill here.
Lucy
Yes.
noticing that Giuseppe always shield BCs.
Hmm.
And Lucy did not have the moon to shield BC to counter it, but just holding shield was just like, okay, well, you can be over there. That's fine. You're going to be cornering yourself. I get the advantage here. And good double shield into break.
Giuseppe gets a BC confirm. He'll probably spend, yep, 3 bars. So that way he gets a more secure life lead. Oh, catches the backdash.
But doesn't combo off of it. That's a bit unfortunate for Giuseppe. That could have been Giuseppe's, like, closing out the game. But okay, Lucy grabbing a life lead, no longer in threat of one Tono combo killing.
Giuseppe gets the heat for free there, but he's not getting too much of his life back since he had to block 1 or 2 things.
Giuseppe not having the moon gauge in order to... I think Lucy might have thought that would kill. Yeah, Giuseppe didn't have the moon gauge to shield BC out of that and just like seemed like kind of lost in the shield without the ability to just cheat it. It was a good moon ring, but it was not a point where Lucy could combo off of it. But Giuseppe is now again completely without meter, without moon gauge.
Oh, tries a low shield, gets hit by the charge 5B, which is an overhead, which crushes low shields.
So one more interaction is gonna take it for Lucy.
Lucy
Feels
looks
very comfortable here.
Yeah, it looks like she was baiting heat from Giuseppe, but Giuseppe doesn't bite, gets in. Should heat here. There it is.
Keep right back.
Oop.
Giuseppe does now have the ability to do another one of those shield BCs that he loves so much, but it's not gonna matter because this combo is gonna kill. So Lucy evens it up 1-1 after a very long game too.
Yeah, that was a very back and forth paced game too. Both players adjusting to each other's shield habits for the most part, not immediately BCing everything, doing more throws after shields or delayed follow-ups after shields. Oh,
These two seem very evenly matched. Lucy in a very comfortable position that she loves to be in. Good moon drive there. See exactly what's going on. Knowing that even though defensive moon drive isn't as good as it was earlier in the meta, it is still, I mean, you know, if when you're being threatened by the 4-way mix-up there, you gotta know what's going on. Giuseppe would be committing to something and wasn't.
It looks like Lucy in those instances is just trying to jump and getting hit on jump startup each time. It looked like.
That might be the case. Oh, backdashes through the empty jump throw. Kind of scary a situation. It really shows that Lucy has a confidence about what Giuseppe's going to be doing, but that may not be able to translate into a win because Giuseppe just does seem to be really strong on this pressure and goes in for an instant air dash, which Giuseppe hadn't really been doing before. Giuseppe's opening up new options, trying to be like, okay, you've seen the basics of my kit. But it's time to expand it so that I can catch you trying to catch me.
Giuseppe playing very well, noticing that Lucy likes to try to either disrespect jump too early or usually shield in some capacity when on defense. So he's not committing to an immediate option. He's just doing a delayed run up weight, sees what shield it is, and tries to punish accordingly.
I mean, Giuseppe lost game 2 very much on the back of Lucy repeatedly just like getting all of the reads. So switching up the style against someone who has the read on you is like it seems like it was enough to take that game, but we'll have to see how Lucy adapts. It does seem like Lucy is taking a lot of time to think about options here.
They're probably thinking about switching characters because they do have a Roa they've been playing for a little while, so it could be. Well, it says selecting characters.
Yeah, so it does say selecting character now. We are no longer in pre-battle preparation. Lucy is switching to Roa. Or maybe Lucy's switching to... Oh, no?
Just gonna stick it out.
Was deciding on it?
Which is it can be tough when you're down in a set because you think that since you've been playing a certain character for a while, you think that switching to the other character would cover up some flaws you've been having, when that might not be the case.
Yeah, especially like if you're... Like Lucy did just play Roa against Lunar and kind of wasn't really able to get what she wanted out of him. So it made it like, is this really what I want? I know, I should stick with my daughter. And I mean, even though she hasn't really gotten a super solid hit. Oh, never mind. She did get a super solid hit there. This is going to be quite a bit. Even though the combo didn't finish, it still kept pressure up. And one more hit's going to take it. Gets poked out.
Nice fuzzy 5A from Giuseppe.
Yeah, Giuseppe with the fuzzy match is going to be pretty good. Lucy just throwing stuff to make sure that Giuseppe can't recover too much health. Is still in threat of being dead after one hit.
Close frames, yep. Giuseppe respects it, very nice. And he gets a successful 2A poke, so now he gets a air throw back into the corner.
However, he doesn't exactly have the ability to kill off of this combo. But it is going to lead to quite a bit. Good knowledge from Lucy, seeing the jump and being like, okay, I need to get out of this. And getting hit, blocking... No, getting hit... Got counter hit.
Yes.
Maybe... Okay, I think Lucy ran out of Moondrive and tried to do a... tried to armor through it, but couldn't. Because it ran out of frames.
Alright, Lucy manages to get Giuseppe in the corner. Oh, it's a BC, unlucky. So now Giuseppe keeps his positioning from earlier in the previous round. Does a lot of damage here. We'll get an air throw under.
Now Lucy had some success with BCing through those before, but the BCs before, but she didn't quite have enough meter and just wasn't really able to keep stuff going after that. So that's gonna be it. Giuseppe wins losers finals 3-1. Good work by Lucy to get this far.
Yes.
Solid play.
Yeah. But unfortunately, fighting Lunar and then fighting Giuseppe seems to be like they hit their roadblock. They fought two particularly strong players that a lot of people have an idea for being pretty strong in North America in this game so far, and third place not being bad, but Giuseppe managing to read Lucy's defensive habits and being able to outplay a lot of situations that occurred. So Giuseppe is now going to be in grand finals to fight Lunar, who is in winner side. So it'll be a 3 out of 5 set between these two, and if Lunar wins the first one, he will win the tournament. If Giuseppe wins the first one, he'll have to play another 3 out of 5 set.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to see. How has Giuseppe managed to come up with a counter plan? Lunar seemed like in complete control the last time these two fought. Like more so than Lunar did against Lucy. And Giuseppe has managed to get in. Did jump around stuff well, did block. Not committing too early to air options.
Nice blocking from Lunar. Just... Oh!
Doesn't get that much off of that, but gets the throw. Does have the advantage here. Okay.
Ooh.
That's gonna take it. Giuseppe was never threatened.
Yeah, Giuseppe was taking the early lead in that set and just making it so that Luna had to figure out if it was going to be a throw or a throw bait in the corner there, and then never got out. But now Luna gets a clean confirm into this setup that we've seen so often so far, but messes it up.
So Luna seems to be doing a lot of jump forward and then jump back. I think possibly I'm not sure if my understanding of the way that setup works, as a Dead Apostle Noah player myself, is that the projectile can be blocked either way if they're getting up facing the wrong way, and you allow it to be a cross up by jumping over, but you do need to hit with a normal if you want to hit same side. And I think that that the same side setup there has been blocked every time.
Right. It could also be that Giuseppe kind of took some time in between some games to understand what Noel does, and maybe is using his knowledge of the cross-up protection system to say, okay, if I hold this side, I should be okay. If I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, like that is the thing. It seems like a very messed up setup, but there are ways to fight against it if you understand the reasons system-wise why it's happening.
Ooh, very nice confirm from Giuseppe. EXDP knockdown for Oki, same side. Oh, he didn't notice that Noel was doing a crouch shield, so maybe he thought it was high shield and did it low.
You're gonna see it again.
Ooh.
Oh, that actually was blocked correctly this time though. But it seemed like Luna's never really threatening the same side option. And maybe Giuseppe's just caught on to that. And it's like, okay, well, I don't need to care if you're not gonna poke at me here.
Alright, set up again. Oh!
Oh, no, goes for the
overhead there was really nice.
Yeah, like, Giuseppe just held forward. Because thinking that, like, okay, if I hold forward, this always beats this. But Lunar caught on to the fact that Giuseppe had caught on to the way that the setup worked. And, I mean, this is gonna... Oh, I thought that we were gonna see an extension by detonating the spikes into a kill, but... I mean, this was enough.
Good stuff to Luna recognizing that, and then just baiting out the heat by doing run-up moon skill spears. Those are overheads, and they do move her back quite a bit, so she can automatically bait a lot of reversals that way and still keep pressure, which is incredibly strong.
Mm-hmm. They also just come out way faster than the 214A or 214B. In terms of like what they... Sorry, they jump back more. You get a lot stronger of a setup while being safer. So this is going to be quite strong. Just going for a more normal mix-up there. And... That's all that Luna needs. One more hit. Was not able to actually confirm that.
An unfortunate drop, but Luna still was doing pretty well until Giuseppe ran full screen to get a hit. Gets tagged by some spears from the top of the screen. Keeps pressure. Just Giuseppe flinched, dropped combo.
Yeah, I mean, so that setup there, spinning the bar while hitting with the second or first of the spears, but not the third, into 2BC, does allow you to jail into an overhead. And I think Giuseppe just like was so scared of that the just repeated lows just got him. Lunar once again feeling very comfortable, but Giuseppe feeling like, okay, well, you know, if you're just gonna charge there, I'm just gonna run up. And
Yes.
doing that one time, Lunar's already down to the first serious interaction that Lunar has lost in this game, already down to 1/3 life. This is the power of Tono. However, I mean, Lunar has to set up again, and even
See
though
another clean hit.
yeah, this could easily kill.
Oof.
And it does.
That did way more damage than I was expecting it to. I thought it
Yeah.
wouldn't kill.
It's because of the way Lunar set it up, allowed every hit of the detonation, plus the basic one to hit all at once. So you get the minimum damage on every single hit, when normally you only get 1 or 2.
That's actually incredibly strong. So for 1 bar, you essentially get higher damage than most characters in the game normally do.
Could have gone further, too. Could have gone launched her into another air throw.
Alright, so Luna on looking pretty poised to win this tournament so far, but we have to see what Giuseppe is going to do here. Correct block, text the throw, very good.
Goes up and whiffs a throw, but still was able to get a hit after the moon drive. We'll just have to see what Lunar tries to do here. I did expect a moon skill, and it seems like Giuseppe did too. Making sure to keep moon drive on drive just to keep it in check.
Ooh, nice shield on the DP, and Giuseppe takes that round.
Lunar keen not to deal with Tono's mix-up, but Giuseppe's just like, you know, I know you don't want to deal with this. I got the options.
Oof, got tagged by the detonation there. Giuseppe thought, I guess he could run past it, but he got tagged. Time to deal with this mix-up again. Nope, moon drive activate, text the throw. Manages to hit Lunar there.
In spite of Lunar going for the cheeky setup of dashing them out of the second hit so that they aren't blocking, so that you can throw them. Giuseppe saw that it was happening thanks to the moon drive and was able to respond accordingly, but that doesn't really seem to be enough, huh? Just getting that one win, that one little interaction win, was not really enough this time for them to start significant pressure.
Giuseppe got a hit, but couldn't confirm into anything meaningful, and Lunar used Moon Drive, just keeping space. Oh, Tono 236 closing the gap, getting a hit.
Yeah, so this will probably corner Lunar. We dash up after this, and oh, I don't think that Giuseppe realized that he didn't quite have the corner. And because of that, I completely lost pressure. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, because it felt like Giuseppe was getting his flow back in the match, but that seems to have disrupted, and it looks like Lunar can actually close it out. Nope, drops to confirm.
Oh, yeah, that would have gone into the same thing we saw before, but I mean, shielding the heat. Giuseppe needed the heat to get back into the game there, and well, Lunar takes it.
Yep, 3-1. Lunar takes the tournament, the Vortex Gallery Winter Gaiden Edition. Very nice, displaying the power that Data Apostle Noel has. First place, and then second place, Giuseppe, playing very well, making sure that everybody understands that even though you don't see Giuseppe too frequently in a lot of these online tournaments, that he's still a very strong player that you have to watch out for.
I really felt like, and a lot of times, like he could have won if he was just a little. It felt like a battle of percents. Like if he was maybe 2% more aware aware is the wrong word. He was just like 2% more interactions won, then that may have been enough for Jasepi to take the tournament. Like it was 3-1 in the first set, but nah, Giuseppe did good.
Yes. I expect Giuseppe to do pretty well in any online tournament he enters, unless he runs into the very strong contenders early on. But even then, he gives everyone a run for their money. And Lunar will continue to play Dead Apostle Noel, so hopefully people understand that any tournament they sign up for that he is in, they should have an idea of what this character does, because Lunar seems to be the best Dead Apostle Noel in North America right now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Lunar does seem to be very strong, and I mean, Dead Apostle Noel just plays on an axis of gameplay that no other character in this game really operates on. She's very strong, and the way to fight against her is so different than most other characters that you would be that you would be commonly fighting.
Yes. Hopefully everyone had fun watching this tournament this evening. I know I had a good time commentating with Ada here today. Thank you for being here. Yeah. I also want to say thank you to Vortex Gallery. They do good work making sure that people have a fairly big regional online tournament to play every season. So not just, winter and fall. I'm assuming they'll probably do one for spring and summer at some point, because that's the kind of people they are. They're making sure everyone has a way to play their favorite online games and tournament, and with a prize pool to go with it as well. So many thanks to them.
I mean, summer's like the main Vortex Gallery event, right?
Yes.
So we'll definitely be seeing one there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. So once again, we have a few ads coming up for you. We have
Doctor's Guide to Babysitting is on sale.
Yeah.
March 22nd, if you want to get your pre-orders in. Gaiden Books has, of course, been a long time sponsor of so many FGC stuff.
Yes. And hopefully more to come in conjunction with Vortex Gallery as well. And also, Vortex Gallery will be running a KOF15 tournament. So you can sign up until March 8th. I believe it was 2:59 p.m., which is 11:59 p.m. for other areas. But the tournament will start 3/12. It will start March 12th, and it will go up until from Saturday all day to Sunday all day. So you'll have a bunch of KOF15 to watch from different regions. I know a lot of people are excited about that.
It's going to be a real great time to have a nice online tournament for that game. But don't forget, 956pro.com/shop. We'll have our lovely, lovely merch on sale.
Make sure you, if you are interested in any of that merch, you can purchase them in support of Vortex Gallery. So you can make sure that there'll be more tournaments in the future, so you can help sponsor them. So, we get more of this going on. So I do want to say thank you to them for reaching out to both of us to do commentary for today.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for watching, everybody.
Yes. So once again, thank you all very much, and make sure you tune in next week for KOF 15.